Hi, in this video we are going to see how we can fine-tune Flan T5 base model for the text classification on IMDB dataset. So before getting started, let's first understand what is T5 model and then what is Flan T5, what does our dataset look like, and then let's start to fine-tune the dataset. So first, getting to know about T5 model. So T5 model is text-to-text transformer model, which is developed by Google. It was introduced in 2019, and it has like different key features, and we can do like multiple different things using this T5 model. We can do text summarization, we can do code generation, and we can do like some translations and all that. Now coming to Flan T5, so Flan T5 is like a more updated version of T5, which is like more capable. It has like better functionality, and it works well for text classification type of tasks. Okay, so let's go into the Jupyter notebook and see like how we have fine-tuned the T5 model. And as we can see, like we are going to use Flan T5 base model for text classification on IMDb dataset. There are different steps. I have also included the link of the paper and the official repository of Flan T5. So we get started with like setting up the development environment. We install all the dependencies which are required. Then we log in into our Hugging Face and link our token with it so that we can upload the trained model later. We import all the dependencies, we load and prepare the IMDb dataset. So I'll also open this IMDb dataset to see how it looks like. Okay. So this is the IMDb dataset. So it has some labels, positive, negative, and also it has the text. So this text is basically the review of the movie, and you can see like there are 25k rows in the trained dataset. As there are 25k rows and unsupervised 50k, which is like the mix of both. So we are going to use this training and testing dataset to train our T5 Flan model. Coming back to our notebook. So as you can see, like we have loaded up the dataset ID here, and we have then loaded up the dataset, and we can see like training and testing dataset which we have. And if we just print the dataset, it shows all the different parts of it: trained, test, and unsupervised. And now if we like print the first row of this dataset, so it shows us like the review which is presented, and also the label 0. So the labels are like 0 and 1. So it has two classes representing positive and negative. Now comes our model. So we are going to load up this Google Flan T5 base model. So this also like we can search on the Hugging Face. So we are going to use Flan T5 base model. So you can see all the details of this model here on the Hugging Face. So Flan T5 itself has like multiple different size and variants. So we have like Flan T5 small, base, large, XL, and double XL. Based on like how much GPU processing power you have, you can select different kind of base model which you want to train the Google Flan T5 variant. Coming back, so we have like set up the model, we have set up the tokenizer, and now we are going to set up the dataset. So we can see like we have divided the dataset into train and test. After that, we are going to take out the maximum source length and the target length. So what we have done is like we have concatenated the dataset for training and test. We have tokenized the text, and then we are going to take out what's the maximum length of the tokenized inputs and store it into the source length. And same we are doing to do for the target length. Only difference which you can see here is the tokenizer. So here we are using the text, and here we are using the label. So this these source max source length and max target length we are going to use later, as we see here. So when we are tokenizing the model inputs, we have provided the maximum source length. So when we are like passing it to tokenizer, you can see the source length we have passed, which we got from here. And similarly, for labels also, when we are like tokenizing the labels, we are going to use the max target length. So this is a pre-processing function in which like we are passing the sample, and it gives us the tokenized output. So we have now the tokenized dataset ready. And now we are going to fine tune the Flan T5 model. So we have this model ID here again. We have the model which we are getting. So we are getting like we are downloading the pre-trained model from the Hugging Face using this model ID. After that, we have some post-process text function and also the compute matrix function, which will be used for evaluation. Data collector for sequence to sequence. So here we are passing out the tokenizer model pad ID token, which is like -100. So if the input doesn't fix the size, it is going to be padded with this ID. After that, we can see our training argument. So here we see we are using sequence to sequence training argument, which we are importing from transformers library, and we have set up like different configurations. So we are going to train the model on 2 epochs. We have specified the learning rate. We have also specified the output directory where the trained model is going to be saved. In this case, it is this one, Flan T5 IMDB text classification. And also we are going to upload the model on Hugging Face once the training is completed. We have defined the trainer in which we give the model training arguments and also the train dataset and evaluation dataset with the compute matrix function which we have seen before, this one. Okay, so now we are going to start the training. As you can see, like the training for 2 epochs took around 28 minutes. So I'm using a 100 GPU with 80 gigs of memory. So I'll just show you the matrix. So you can see like we have 80 gigs available, but when I actually trained it, I only use around 11 gigs of VRAM of the GPU to get it trained, and it took around 28 minutes to get the whole training process done. And now comes the evaluation part. So we can see like we have the evaluation loss, F1 score, and different matrix which are used for evaluation. And finally, we are going to push the model on the Hugging Face. So we can also see that. So I already did the training so that we don't waste time in the video. So if I go, so this is the model which was pushed once the training was completed, and it automatically gives all the information about the training. Now it's time to like run the inference and see how, and also see what is the classification report. So again, we have this function, and here we are going to pass our evaluation or test dataset. Once this is completed, we are going to get out the prediction label, which is like predicted by the model. So in this line, we can see using model.generate, we are going to generate the output given the inputs. And once the prediction is done, we are going to just save it into a prediction list. Once that is completed, what we have done is we have created a label list. So these are the actual labels which need to be predicted, and these are the prediction. And then we are just passing these predicted and the actual labels to the classification report to print out the report, and the results we can see here. So yeah, this is the notebook in which like we have seen how we can fine tune Flan T5 model on IMDB text classification dataset. I have pushed everything to the GitHub repository. I'll be posting the links in the description of the GitHub repository in the description below. Please feel free to check it out. And yeah, thanks for watching the video.